Here are the results of the Liberty Cup Winter Cup at Hobbytown.
Three, two, one, go! One! Oh! Toon Class Finals. On your mark. Get set, go! One. Two. Three. Four, last lap. First, second, third.
Open Class Finals for Liberty Cup Winter Cup. Lane 1.
Omar.
Lane 2.
JR.
Lane 3.
Omar.
Lane 4.
Doug.
Lane 5.
Omar.
Excellent. Oh, you got some cross-arm thing going on.
No, he gonna drop the
Okay.
485.
All right, let's get ready. Turn them on, everybody. These are the fastest of the fastest cars in our race. Yes. Let's get ready. 3, 2, 1, go!
Last lap.
Competition. I got into the finals in box stock Toon Class and BMAX categories, but unfortunately the open class category, I wasn't able to get my cars into that finals round. So yeah, but it wasn't because of a lack of speed, that's for sure. I had very fast cars. I got into the quarterfinals several times, and unfortunately my cars just didn't have enough gas in the end. But yeah, that's just the way the ball bounces. So in the box stock category, I entered 2 cars. I entered this one, the New City Circuit Special, as well as the Sally Racer. And basically this got into lane 1 of the finals, like very, very quickly, very easily. And yeah, this is just a very fast car. If you purchase a City Circuit Special, these tires and dish wheels here, very stable and fast wheels, especially for speed tracks. So this is a very good car for that. This is an MA chassis car, and as you see, this purple plastic here. Oh, so yeah, I didn't race with the fin, by the way, the spoiler. So that probably helped a lot for me, but also with the less than ideal weight, it probably made me course out at the very end, which is what you see in the finals video, unfortunately. So yeah, with this tire wheel combination, you'll be able to do very well on a speed track. Yes, very, very good. So I like this purple plastic. I think the purple plastic has special properties to help you enable win races, but that's just my belief, and you can take it or leave it there. We had a lot of purple cars, we had a lot of orange cars. Those two are the colors that seem to be the most popular for whatever reason for box stock. Yeah, so my other car, an orange car. So this is the Sally Racer. And this was a pretty fast car, but unfortunately I didn't have my fastest engine in it. I transferred my motor from this car, which was once like a super speed demon, to a different car and the different car is not here at the moment. But yeah, it was a very fast car. Now it's just a fast car, and it still does get hung up on the track with the rear rollers right here, and that's a shame. One of my pit crew recommended that I remove the bottom rollers so that it wouldn't snag, and that was a wonderful idea. And yeah, I should have taken his advice. So yeah, this is a very fast car though, but unfortunately I've got the infinite screw syndrome on the rear tail right here, so this thing is like a little looser than it should be, unfortunately, and that's what you get with yellow plastics. So my success rate with yellow plastics is not very high. I just don't like yellow plastics. I think there's something weaker about yellow plastics than other colored plastics out there in the Tamiya world. So for box stock winners, we have Michael as the winner, gold. We have second place Omar. We have third place Tony. We have fourth place also Tony, and fifth place myself in box stock. Pretty darn cool. So in Toon class, I entered Hellboy and Black Bear, the Black Bear car. And yeah, so this is a really fast car, and unfortunately, it was not as fast as the other fast cars, and so that's why I was fifth place in this particular contest as well.
3, 2, 1, go! Four, last lap.
As you see here, it's relatively brakeless. It's not entirely brakeless. It's got a little bit on the back here, and there were other cars that did run brakeless, and they were faster than this one. And so, yeah. But remember that Hellboy is a little long in the tooth. The chassis itself is a little bent, and yeah, you can see the bending on here. If you look very, very closely, you can see that I had to repair the wing here with glue. And yeah, I have to replace the chassis at some point, and I know that when I do, it's probably never going to be the same car again. But yeah, this was a speed demon in its prime, so yeah, I can't fault it for that. This has done very well in many races. So very, very cool. It's like, this is becoming an old friend, just like Eagle was my old friend. So then we have Brown Bear, and a lot of you have seen Brown Bear in action. It does really well in 3-lane tracks, unfortunately in 5-lane tracks here. Super 2 chassis, for whatever reason, at least my Super 2 chassis, wasn't the speed demon on this particular track. A lot of FMAs were very much speed demons on this track, because the FMAs, you can run brakeless, and because it's got the weight towards the front, a lot of those hills, those tabletops, can be easily negotiated with an FMA chassis with brakeless. So yeah, this was still pretty fast, it just wasn't the fastest, and so yeah, unfortunately it didn't make it. So here, the brake that I had was basically tape. It's the black tape. If you use black tape, that's going to be a little bit more of a catchy surface than the smooth red or blue or the other black tape. So if you use this kind of black tape here, the new style Tamiya black tape, like I said, it's a rougher surface. So that little slight edge in roughness is basically a break. It's not a break as in a sponge break, but it's a little bit of abrasiveness. It's not even abrasive, it's just a little rougher. So when it does land, there's still a little brake power to it. Just a little bit, and that's probably all you need in some cases. The rear had an exposed blue brake, as you see here, so I think this contributed to the fact that like it was a little slower than it should have been, so I probably should have covered this with some tape, and it would have been faster. Yeah, but otherwise, this is a pretty fast car. I can't fault it, and on 3-lane tracks, it's pretty darn fast. So yeah, those are my 2 entries for Toon Class, and the Toon Class winners were Doug for gold. We also had Jeffrey, second, silver. We had Omar, third. We had JR, fourth, and we had myself, fifth place. Pretty darn cool. I think in the race at the very end for the final spot in the lanes, I was competing against very fast cars, and they were just like coursing out left and right, and then suddenly my car came in, and so I secured that 5th lane.
Hellboy versus Chrome.
Forward.
3, 2, 1, go.
And we had the best of the best there, everybody. We had world-famous Deep Hit Stop there. We also had world-famous Leganis racing team. Like, you can't get much better than this kind of competition. So yeah, then we had open class, and like I said before, I had 3 very fast cars. And I got my cars into the quarterfinals several times, but each time I was outpaced by faster cars from Deep Pit Stop and Leganis. So yeah, hats off to them. They're really, really excellent racers. So I have here my newest creation using Mad Tang's chassis, and unfortunately it was so fast that it coursed out in a couple of races. And this one here, this is my experimental prototype. Many of you know it as Venom 2.0, and I have a different tail on it. So I was experimenting with this new tail, and let's take a look at how stable this is in the drop tests. So you see, it's a pretty darn stable car. Unfortunately, whatever happened here, like, it's brakeless, and that's why it was so fast. It was like, it's mega fast. But unfortunately, it coursed out on the tabletop, and so yeah. But yeah, I've got this dual, as you see here, dual tail design, and it's my experiment, and I like it. It's got 2 independent moving tail dampers. And you might think to yourself, well, what the heck do you need that for? Well, I can explain it only such like this. If you were to drop it like this versus dropping it like this, these 2 things are going to act independently, and they'll compensate for that weight distribution a lot better. At least I think so. So that's my theory anyway, and I was experimenting with my theory. I always have an experimental car running in open class, and I think a lot of people know about my experimental cars, and some of them actually work out really well in the end, and others are just experiments, right? But so I think this is going to be something that a lot of racers will like to have on their cars, so it's pretty darn cool, right? So FMA chassis, it's hooked up to the center. In the future, instead of having 2 singular pieces like this, I'm going to have 1 solid V right here. So this was just an experiment, like I said. So I can make the experiment better by making it into a V and attaching it securely at the 2 points right here. And right here, right now, I can easily move this left and right. Well, not easily. I had to like basically tack it down, like tighten it down here. But as you see here, it shifts, and you don't want it to shift. You want it to stay in one place, and so having these 2 independent pieces of the V doesn't help. So if I had 1 singular piece of V, that would be a vast improvement in the design. So yeah, I think that I'm onto something here, and some of you can try to experiment with this. But yeah, I think this is pretty cool. I think this is like something that's never been done before, and yeah, very, very cool. So here, this is Pro Tuner's car, and it was very fast too, but it's long into the tooth, and so I have to try to maintain it so that it will run faster in the future. Unfortunately, the motor, I think I need to clean it. It's not running as well as it used to, so yeah, otherwise this would have been very, very, it was very stable. It stayed on the track, it hugged the track. It just wasn't as fast as other cars. So yeah, pretty darn cool. And last but not least, BMAX. So this is the one I entered. This is my FM chassis. It's just an SFM chassis, not a CFM chassis. And the difference being, well, here, this thing here rocks back and forth. It's kind of like it's got its own little swivel on the rear. So it's got a little flex too. That's pretty cool. It's very flexy. So yeah, I don't think a carbon chassis would be so flexy like this. And so once I did my secret trick for BMAX, which was removing the tape around this stabilizer, this thing was pretty much a speed demon. And unfortunately, I had this tape on there the first couple of times, and so I wasn't able to make first and second place. I got third place, which is pretty darn cool. I have no complaints about that. So yeah, this has a combination of FRP plates as well as carbon plates. A lot of my fellow racers seem to like to use FRP plates on their SFM chassis for various reasons. And maybe it's because there's more flex in those parts than carbon plates. So yeah, the flex adds to the flexibility of the entire chassis. So yeah, very, very cool. This had a Hyperdash motor in it, as you see, for BMAX, and it was plenty fast, and yeah, I like it. It's a very heavy car. So yeah, pretty darn cool. So we're going to go through some footage, and I want to show you that unfortunately, in the open class races, it was actually Omar who got third place with his car that kind of putted along in that first lane. Unfortunately, several people at the time looked at the video and concluded that it was JR who got third when it should have been Omar. So yeah, apologies to Omar for that. That's just what happens sometimes at races. Sometimes we get it wrong. Because of the angles that the videos were recorded by them, what they saw was that JR won third place. But really in an overhead view, you could see that Omar won third place. So that's unfortunate. Sorry, Omar. But nevertheless, even with that one mistake, we all had a lot of fun at the races, and so we're going to do it again in 3 months. Hobbytown is like, it's got plenty of parking all around it. It's an easily accessible location. It's a little bit of a drive for some people, but still, if you can make the drive, it's worth it. The racing there, like, you get access to big tracks, and that's very cool. A lot of people are very used to backyard tracks that are kind of smaller, or indoor tracks that are kind of smaller, but with Hobbytown, because they have the space, they could basically utilize it to make really nice big layouts for people. So yeah, come to Hobbytown, race at the Liberty Cup Spring Cup, coming up soon, May 10. Yes. If you like this video, please slam the like button, subscribe to my channel. You'll see more videos just like this one. Until next time, everybody, see you. Bye.